Welcome to LibrAIry, your AI-powered research literature assistant. If you've ever spent hours manually entering paper metadata, searching through hundreds of PDFs to find a specific study, or struggling to write a literature review section for your thesis or paper, LibrAIry was built to solve exactly these problems. LibrAIry is a desktop application that helps you organize, search, and analyze collections of scientific articles in PDF format. It automatically extracts bibliographic information from your papers, lets you search through your entire collection instantly, and uses artificial intelligence to answer questions about your papers and even generate literature review drafts. Everything runs on your computer, your files stay on your machine, and you don't need to create any online account. In the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through the main features. When you launch LibrAIry, you see this interface. At the top, the menu bar gives you access to all the main functions: file operations for managing your libraries, extract metadata to identify your papers automatically, search to find articles, AI tools for intelligent analysis, and a help section with the full user manual. The central area is where your paper collection appears as a sortable table, with columns for authors, year, title, and a status indicator that shows how much metadata was found for each paper. At the bottom, the status bar shows your current library, your license type, and if you're using Cloud AI, your remaining credits. You can switch between dark and light themes and even customize the interface colors to your liking. Before we can do anything, we need to create a library. Let's do that now. Click on File, then New Library. A library in LibrAIry is simply a folder on your computer where all your PDFs and metadata will be stored. This makes it easy to back up, sync with cloud services, or move between computers. Choose a location. I'll create one called LibrAIry on the F hard disk of my computer. And just like that, we have an empty library ready to go. Notice the status bar now shows the library path. You can create multiple libraries for different projects, one for your PhD thesis, another for a specific paper you're writing, and so on. Switch between them anytime using File, then Open Library. Now let's add some papers. Click File, then Import Files. Navigate to a folder containing your PDFs. You can select individual files by clicking them, or select multiple using Control-click or Command-click on Mac. To select all, use Control-A. Click Open, and LibrAIry copies the PDFs into your library folder and creates entries for each one. You'll notice the papers now appear in the table, but the metadata columns are mostly empty. Just file names for now. That's because we haven't extracted the metadata yet. LibrAIry also automatically detects duplicates, so you won't accidentally import the same paper twice. This is where LibrAIry really shines. When you click Extract Metadata, LibrAIry reads each PDF and identifies its bibliographic information: title, authors, publication year, journal, DOI, abstract, and more, through a fully automatic multi-step process. Here is how it works. First, LibrAIry extracts the text from the PDF and looks for a DOI. That's a unique identifier that most published articles have. If a DOI is found, LibrAIry queries two free online databases called OpenAlex and Crossref to retrieve the complete bibliographic record. These databases contain hundreds of millions of articles, so the success rate is very high, over 85% for articles from standard academic publishers. If the DOI lookup fails, for example, because the article is a conference paper or a technical report without a DOI, and if you have configured an AI backend, LibrAIry uses artificial intelligence as a fallback. The AI reads the first pages of the PDF and extracts the metadata from the text itself. You can follow the progress in real time. For each article, you see which step succeeded. DOI found, metadata retrieved from OpenAlex, or AI fallback used. But LibrAIry goes beyond just extracting bibliographic fields. It also captures the full text of each article, the abstract, the body, and the conclusion. This is what powers the keyword search and the AI features we'll see in a moment. Now, because LibrAIry extracts so much more than other tools, which often stop at incomplete metadata, it does take a bit longer. But this thorough extraction is done only once, and it's what makes everything else possible: instant full-text search, intelligent AI chat, and automated literature reviews. After extraction, a summary report is displayed, and each article gets a status tag. Metadata OK means everything was found. Partial metadata means some fields are missing. Scanned article means the PDF is an image, a scan, and we'll see how to handle that shortly. One important thing: extraction is done once and for all. Once processed, the metadata is stored in your library permanently. You never need to re-extract the same article. After extraction, we can go back to the tables of articles. We now see the papers with authors, year, and title. Some PDFs are scanned documents. They contain images of pages instead of actual text. This is common with older papers or photocopied chapters. LibrAIry detects these automatically during extraction and marks them as scanned article. To handle them, right-click and choose Run OCR. Here I am going to do it just for one paper, which I select by clicking in this rectangle here, but you can do that automatically for all the scanned papers sequentially if you wish. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. It's a technology that reads the text from images. LibrAIry has a built-in OCR engine with English and French languages implemented. Once OCR is done, you can run metadata extraction again on these articles, and LibrAIry will search for their DOI and metadata using the OCR text, exactly the same pipeline as for normal PDFs. You can do that automatically for all the scanned papers sequentially if you want. OCR can be a little time-consuming depending on the number of pages of the article. With metadata and full text extracted, searching your collection is instant. The search panel lets you search by any field: title, authors, year, journal, abstract, keywords, or even the full text. You can combine multiple criteria using and, or, and not operators. For example, I can search for all articles by Phelps. I just type Phelps in authors, or I can search for modeling or simulation and argon or neon to find plasma simulation papers in neon or argon. Then you click on Clear Search to go back to the whole list of papers. You can also click any column header to sort the table by year or alphabetically by first authors. Click again to reverse the order. Now let's look at the AI features. First, AI chat. Select some papers using the checkboxes, then open AI chat. A dedicated chat window appears where you can ask questions in plain English about your selected papers. The AI reads the content of your papers and answers based on what's actually written in them, citing which paper each piece of information comes from. You can ask follow-up questions, compare findings across papers, or ask the AI to explain a concept mentioned in one of the articles. The conversation can keep context just like a regular chat. For example, I am going to select this paper on dusty plasmas, and I will ask the following questions. Can you summarize this paper in details and tell me, on the basis of its content, why dusty plasmas are so important in general and in applications, and what are the future trends in research? After a few seconds, we received the report on this paper along with the replies to my questions. This is a very well-structured report. You first see the detailed analysis, followed by the replies to my three main questions. Why are dusty plasmas so important? The AI explains their role in strongly coupled systems, complex systems, statistical mechanics, thermodynamics, and wave phenomena. What is their importance in applications? The report highlights semiconductor manufacturing, fusion science, and nanoparticle synthesis. What are the future trends in research? The AI breaks down where the field is heading next. By default, the AI receives a substantial amount of content for each article. This includes not just the abstract, but also the extracted body text, the conclusion, and all the bibliographic details stored in your library. For most questions and analyses, this is more than enough information. However, if you check the full text box, LibrAIry goes a step further. It rereads the entire PDF file in that moment and sends the complete text to the AI. This yields more thorough results, but it is slower and costs roughly 5 to 10 times more tokens or AI credits. For most use cases, the default mode works perfectly. Ultimately, this is incredibly useful for quickly understanding a collection of papers without having to read each one individually. Of course, since you're a good researcher, you will read the whole paper to make sure that the AI analysis is exact and complete. AI synthesis is LibrAIry's most powerful feature for writing literature reviews. Select the papers you want to synthesize, then open AI synthesis. Here I have selected 3 papers on instabilities in magnetized plasmas. They are listed here. There are different ways of selecting papers by number from the table, by author and year, or by selecting them in the table. You can choose from several analysis modes: a comparative analysis, a flash summary, a contradiction analysis, a methodology review, or a literature gap analysis. I'll generate a comparative analysis. The AI reads all selected papers, identifies common themes, compares methodologies, and synthesizes findings into a structured review. The result is not just a summary of each paper, it's a genuine synthesis that identifies patterns across your entire collection with proper structure and citations. A few more features worth mentioning. Once metadata are extracted, you can write them directly and automatically into your PDF files using the embed metadata function. This uses industry standard formats, which means tools like Zotero, Mendeley, or EndNote can read the metadata, and you'll also see article information in Windows File Explorer properties. Using the mouse right click, you have access to several features. You can manually edit any article's metadata at any time, useful for fixing errors or adding missing information. And of course, you can open any PDF directly from LibrAIry with a double click or a right click. The references of the articles of the whole LibrAIry are stored in a bibtex file in the LibrAIry folder, but you can also extract the bibtex reference for a single file. Finally, you can also go directly to the URL of a given paper on the website of the journal. Let me explain the AI options. LibrAIry offers 3 ways to use artificial intelligence. The first option is LibrAIry Cloud. This is the simplest. If you have a trial or personal license, AI is included and works immediately, no configuration needed. Your license comes with a certain amount of AI credits, and the cost is deducted automatically. The second option is available in the professional license. It offers the choice between using your own Google Gemini API key and running the AI on the cloud, or to run the AI on your own computer using Ollama. As you can see throughout this video, I've been using my own Google Gemini API key. You can get your own key directly from Google completely for free. No credit card required. This free tier gives you up to 250 AI requests per day at zero cost. If you need more requests or if you want to access even more powerful AI models, Google offers $300 in free credits for new users, though you will need to link a credit card to your Google AI account for that. But honestly, even if you move past the free credits, the cost is practically negligible, less than 1/10 of a cent per article for metadata extraction. For instance, the estimated cost of the session I just ran is displayed right here in the report. But in reality, it didn't cost me a dime because I'm still well within my $300 of free credits. Once you generate your Google Gemini API key, all you have to do is paste it right into this field here. The third option, also available in the professional license, is Ollama, a free open source tool that runs AI models directly on your computer. Because nothing is sent to an external server, it is perfect for handling confidential documents. LibrAIry can install Ollama for you and guide you through choosing the right AI model for your specific hardware. Just keep in mind that running large language models, LLMs, locally requires a sufficiently powerful computer, meaning you will need plenty of RAM or a strong dedicated GPU. For example, I installed Ollama on my own computer, and based on my hardware specifications, LibrAIry recommended using a model called Gemma 34B, which runs smoothly using about 4 gigabytes of RAM. To quickly summarize the licensing options, the professional license unlocks the ability to use your own Google Gemini API key or run the local Ollama option. If you're using the trial or personal licenses, there's absolutely no extra setup required on your end. The trial gives you a full 30 days to test everything out, and the personal license is perfectly tailored for the everyday workflow of most individual researchers. All details on AI and licenses are given in the LibrAIry manual. To wrap things up, that is LibrAIry. It completely takes the heavy lifting out of your research. You get automatic metadata extraction with an 85% success rate and a powerful multi-criteria search. It even features built-in OCR. That means if you have all those scanned PDFs, LibrAIry will instantly recognize the text, so it becomes fully searchable and readable by the AI. But where LibrAIry truly becomes a superpower is in how it transforms your daily workflow. With the AI chat, you can directly interrogate your papers. Imagine never having to skim through a dense 50-page document just to find one specific methodology or formula. You simply ask the AI and it pulls the exact answer for you. Then the AI synthesis tool takes it a massive step further by connecting the dots across multiple papers, automatically generating comprehensive literature review drafts. It literally saves you hours, if not weeks, of tedious reading and structuring. And remember, with the professional license, your privacy is fully guaranteed. Everything stays directly on your machine in open, readable formats. And Ollama lets you run the AI entirely locally and offline. The truth is, absolutely none of the competitors on the market can do what LibrAIry does in one seamless private environment, and especially not at the incredibly low cost of a LibrAIry license. It is an absolute game changer for any researcher's budget and workflow. Head over to library.app right now to grab your free 30-day trial and transform the way you manage your literature. Thanks so much for watching.